Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit cprfirm.com, that's colemanprfirm.com, and millionairex.ai, then download the Millionaire X app, your AI-powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business. It's different.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Thank you for joining us tonight on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. I know it's a Friday night. Make sure you click that like button. That's very, very important. It's free. It's free. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime to do that. As you just saw, the African Diaspora News Channel app. Make sure you download that in the Google Play and Apple App Store. At minimum, get a monthly subscription. It's $9.99. It's like supporting us 31 cents a day. Of course, we got a quarterly subscription. We have a annual, and we also have a lifetime. Lifetime, you never have to worry about price increases, nothing. Lifetime is great to have. But tonight, we're going to talk about your homegirl, Ilhan Omar. We got to talk about her once again. You know, I was just on the internet minding my business. Then a video of hers dropped in my lap again, and it kind of pissed me off. So y'all gonna see why I got pissed off tonight. So just hold your horses. Hold your horses. We got to just have this conversation, man. We you know, Trump talked about this birthright citizenship. Black Americans, we're gonna have to have that conversation too. You know, because what do we gain? What have we gained as Black Americans with all these other people coming in here benefiting? What have we gained? I can tell you up front, we haven't gained anything. We haven't gained an ally. We haven't gained business deals with these different people. We haven't gained anything, nothing. Actually, they have imported people to be a thorn in our side. They have imported buffer classes on the backs of Black Americans. So we got to have this conversation tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you, Chris. And definitely, Chris, as we, you know, it's a work in progress. You know, the updates are going on. So, but, you know, updates take a little bit when it comes to apps, but is it work in progress? I promise you that, Mr. Chris. All right. I'm not going to take much of your time more than that. Let's get started because, you know, it's Friday and I don't want to go over time. Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. Y'all give Jackie a hand clap. Thank you, Jackie. All right. Jackie came in and said, you're going to go it on and bless us with a 50. Thank you, Jackie. All right. So let me get to the main subject matter at hand. We got a couple of videos tonight that we got to play and start off with. So Ilhan Omar, she was on Joy Reid. Now, Joy Reid, you know, she's not on MSNBC anymore. Joy Reid has her own platform. And she recently just did an interview with Ilhan Omar, okay? And so you want to go watch the full interview, you can go watch it on Joy Reid's YouTube channel and all of that. And shout out to Joy Reid. She's doing her own thing. Now, let's go ahead on and play this clip because we got a couple more clips to play. But let's play the main one and what got me going. Y'all listen to this.
To me, I know that those of us who are Somali in this country see ourselves as Americans. That's what our passport says. That's what our nationality is. And we know that we are protected by the 14th Amendment. We know that we're not going anywhere. And there is no way. I mean, he needs to just, I know he says he hasn't met me. Maybe he should spend 5 minutes with me because then he would know that as Somalis, we are never intimidated. And, you know, we're never going to feel like our esteem or confidence is shaken by a bigoted fool, you know, making a mockery of the White House, of our nation, and of the presidency.
All right. So that clip right there got me to say, oh, hell no. Now listen, Ilhan, I got to go there. OK, you say you an American, but why did you say you trying to fight for Somalis in Somalia? You said that, ma'am. You said that. That don't sound very American. And you for sure not out here trying to fight for Black Americans. That 14th Amendment that you talking about so much, that came from my ancestors, not yours. Your ancestors in Somalia doing whatever they were doing over there. My ancestors fought for the 13th Amendment and definitely the 14th Amendment and the 15th Amendment. Those three amendments my ancestors fought for. And then our issue is you come here and you get established somewhere. You don't have to go through the problems that we went through at all. You benefit off of our people dying, literally, our people's blood, our people's tears. Then you got the nerve to come to this country and say, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. I'm staying away from y'all. You got the nerve to come here benefiting off of our 14th Amendment, because yes, the 14th Amendment is Black America's amendment. Okay? That because we were slaves in this land, we built this land, and the 14th Amendment was to make us citizens. It was not meant for you to come in here and anybody else outside of you to come in here and just benefit off of that. No. So when Trump talked about that, hey, we got to end this birthright citizenship stuff. What's going on with that? Look, Black America, we got to have that conversation. As I said in the beginning, what have we gained? What have we gained as Black America after everybody come in here? They have a thing called birther tourism where these people sneak in women who are late in their trimester to have babies here because they can anchor babies here into the American system, and they really won't deport them too much when they have a little baby like that because the baby's a citizen, right? What are we gaining? What have we gained? In Minnesota, let's talk about that. You talking about you're an American, but y'all have the thing called the Mall of Somalia over there. Somalia. Y'all waving your Somali flag. Like, listen, if you say you love America, why are you waving the Somali flag? Ain't no way I'm gonna go to a new nation and that new nation has treated me good. That new nation has let me get set up. They haven't done me anything in this new nation, and I'm gonna be swinging the American flag but America just done me wrong. Ain't no way I'll be swinging an American flag in another nation if America just did me so wrong. I'll be like, hey, man, I'm waving the flag of my new nation, man. I am whatever nation I went to. I am that now. This is my passport. I ain't worried about no American what they got going on. Because, hey, my family good here. My family's getting educated here. My family is not worried about being in a civil war here. You know what I'm saying? You're sitting up here when you get into city council, Congress, everything is all about Somalis and Somalia. It's nothing about America. And I'm sorry, that's just offensive to me to hear her say that. Now, I wouldn't be offended by it if, and of course, I got to say this because it's accurate. I'm not saying all Somalis act that way, all went that way, but a portion of them have, and I have to address that. You come into this country that my ancestors literally fought and died in, and then you tell I ain't going nowhere because I'm protected by the 14th Amendment. I just can't stand to hear those things when all these other groups come in here. And listen, let me tell you, y'all remember this video? Let me play this video because I'll never forget this video. And shout out to that. I think this sister's name is Esther, right? She told the truth of the mindset. Because she said that was her mindset. And we know this the mindset. Remember this video? Hold on. Let me get to it. Y'all remember this video? But she acted.
One thing and one thing only that African people care about, including me myself. I come to your country. I don't care where it is. I am here to make money. That's just the sad reality. But it is the reality. Me as myself, when I went to Nairobi, when I lived in Kenya, I went to take. When I went to South Africa, I went to take. When I went to Dubai, I went to take. I did not go to build the countries. Because in my country where I come from, I am poor and I left my country because there is nothing for me to do. I didn't see any ways of getting rich in my country, so I decided to come to other countries to do something for myself. So unfortunately, I can't tell my African American brothers and sisters that when African people come to America, expect them to build with you. No, we're here to take. We are here to take. The American government, like right now, it's welcoming immigrants like nobody's business. Every African person who is in a dire situation or who sees there's an opportunity for me to get a green card, they would do whatever it takes to come to America, knowing very well that the government right now is prioritizing foreigners instead of its own people, which is not my fault. My own business is to come there and grab whatever I can. And if your government is supporting me to take as much as I can, who am I to refuse? Who doesn't want to live in America? So don't be surprised when you see these African men or African women get with older men or older women just to get the green card. That is what we do because we are in a dire situation in our countries. So we are running away to come to your country so we can have a better life because, I mean, who does not know about the American dream? And then if we come and then Joe Biden pampers us, and forgets that he has Democrats to take care of, it's none of our business. That's the reality. That's the reality. When we come there, don't expect us to build America for who? You have a lot we are here to take. That's the truth. And I know I might sound arrogant, but I'm not a person who sugarcoats the truth. So when we come to your countries, just know we are not here to have mercy on you. We are here to take.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know exactly who she is. Yes, I know she has a channel. Yes, she's done podcasts with O'Shea Du Jackson. Shout out to O'Shea Du Jackson. But I played that video because it's a reminder, did she lie though? That's the thing. And I appreciate her making that video. I appreciate it. I really do. She did not lie. Think about it. How is she really wrong? Let's look at the situation in Minnesota. Did she lie about that? What's going on in Minnesota right now? She said that I don't come to build your country. I come to take. Is that really what it is? I mean, look, if I'm wrong, tell me how I'm wrong. You come to take our 14th Amendment? That's for sure. You come. Didn't that meeting that one Somali dude said Ilhan Omar is taking a spot from a black American in Congress? So she took a spot from a black American woman or man. Her people didn't fight to get in Congress. Her people didn't go through hell in this country to get into any kind of seat of government. Like, how do we benefit from that? That's the question I keep asking. How do we as black Americans benefit from any of that? How? Then on top of the 14th Amendment thing, okay, on top of that, then the other disrespectful thing they keep doing. They keep trying to virtue signal and claiming they black. Hold on. This is one of these city council members. Hold on. Let me see if I can get to him. I think, oh yeah, here we go.
To President Trump and the base that is attacking our community, we understand that you are here to divide us, to create fear amongst us, and to selectively target the blackest immigrant and Muslim community in this great state. President Trump has had a history of targeting black people long before he ever ran for any office. And we know that the identity of who we are is part of the attack, and also as being Muslims and being immigrants. In fact, we know in our community we have some of the smallest number of undocumented Somali Americans. Majority of us are U.S. citizens, even a majority of even that born in the United States. What we see today that's happening in Minneapolis is the authoritarian nature of this government and acting as a third world nation by targeting lawful U.S. citizens. We should be ashamed of that. This is a moment for all of us. And in this moment, we ask for everyone to show their humanity and to show love in the face of hate. And I know this moment will pass, but history will remind us of what we did in this moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, once again, I wouldn't even have anything to say if they're like, hey, man, look, we here in the early 90s, man, brothers and sisters, where y'all at, man? I want to, shake hands with y'all. I want to break bread with y'all, man. Let's work together. We brothers, we sisters, man. And then we can give them the game, and they'll tell us about their situation, whatever, and we can talk about them folks. Could have just broke bread when you got here, right? And it wouldn't be an issue or a problem. I promise you it wouldn't be an issue or a problem. You just sat down with black folks and broke bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, we'll teach you the country. We'll teach you what not to do, what to do. We'll teach it all to you. But then you come over here and look at us, because you have to understand, their mindset when they come from over there is different, because they think of other black people as other tribes. They don't look at each other like, that's my brother, that's my sister over there. They even divide a lot of times within their own community. Think about it. They don't like the people in Somaliland. They don't like them. They say, oh, no, they're not the real Somalis and all that. So they don't like them in Somaliland, right? And shout out to all the people in Somaliland. They don't get along with each other next door in Kenya. They don't get along in Uganda. You know, you can name Tanzania. Everybody's a different thing. That's why when it comes to us, you have to think about the mindset where they come from. Is that I'm not going to break bread with Black Americans because I didn't do that over there in my homeland. I didn't break bread with the Kenyans. I didn't break bread with the Ugandans. I didn't break bread with the Ethiopians. We are different. We are separated. I don't want to do nothing with them. And so when they came over here, it was very easy for them to do that because they look at us as just a bigger tribe. And they're a small tribe. But my only issue with that is and I've always had this problem. Every time I've asked questions on the African continent, I say, okay, cool, about tribalism. Why aren't y'all tribal with them white folks, though? Nobody tribal about that. I mean, look, I respect your tribalism if you treated everybody the same. But when white people show up on the continent, you're showing all your teeth. You're dancing, you're putting your clothes on them. All that tribe stuff go out the window. You talking about this tribe shouldn't be marrying into this tribe and y'all having beef about tribes. But a white person come in and marrying into any of your tribes and y'all don't say nothing. Y'all cool when white people show up. All that tribal mess go out the window. And that's always been amazing to me. I really take issue with that. If you're tribal, stand on business with tribalism. I'm cool. But you're only tribal when it comes to other people of Africa, Black, Caribbean descent. Anybody else, you tribal for that. But white folks show up, and it don't be no rich white folks. It'd be broken, dusted white people show up, and you treat them like they kings. They listen. They not treated like that in Europe, and they definitely not treated like that in America. Now, I'm not saying the Somalis did that to them over here. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying in general. You're not tribal when it comes to that. So when you talk about this 14th Amendment, I know people in the chat talking about she was elected. That's why she's there. Let me tell you something. If 80,000 Black Americans moved to any African country, do you really think we'll be in their parliament like that? Do you really think we'll be in there? I'm telling you right now, no, we wouldn't. We would not be in their parliament. Maybe we can become a citizen. Let's say we married somebody and over there, and maybe with time we got our citizenship, or maybe we get a citizenship through business or whatever. But we're not going to be in their parliament. We're not going to be their mayor. We're not going to be there. We're not going to be running for president. They're not because they're not going to allow it in them African countries. They're not allowing that. They're not allowing it. Now, I know they had a Chinese woman in the ANC in South Africa, and she was in the parliament or whatever. But I'm talking about somebody who, if you're Jamaican, you wouldn't be over there in running anything. Black American, you wouldn't be running anything. But when it comes to this country, everybody could come here, benefit off of you got to think about it. Every non-white, and make sure we say this, every non-white immigrant that has come here has benefited off of the fight of Black America. But yet when you come here, you want nothing to do with Black America. And I'm just talking about Somalis. I'm talking about all of them who are non-white, whether they Asians, whether they Arabs, East Indians, don't matter where they from. Latinos, no matter where they from. They all got this attitude. We don't want to deal with Black people. We don't like Black Americans. We didn't mess up your homeland, bruh. We never messed up your homeland. We didn't drop no bomb in your homeland. We didn't steal your resources. We didn't mess with your women, your children. We didn't do anything. But yet the people that did that to you, the people that got your homeland screwed up, it's them folks. And yet you go kiss up to them and be in their face and be against the people that never did you nothing. This is why a lot of y'all getting what you deserve right now, because you did that in evil intent. And let me tell you why I say evil intent. Because you know good and well, you see how them folks treated Black people. You've seen it. But your mindset is, you know what? I don't want them treating me like them. So let me side with this oppressor over here, and I'm going to be on his side against them, just so he leave me alone. That's evil. That's an evil thing to do. And this is why now that same one that you sided with a snake, and then the snake is now biting you and getting at you now, and then you want to cry, I'm black, I'm black, and you're attacking a black immigrant. No. You sided with the devil. You didn't side with God's children. See, if you sided with God's children, you wouldn't be in this problem right now, because guess what would be happening? Black America would be fighting for you right now. We're going to say, hey, that's our brothers and sisters right there, man. We got to go out there in Minnesota and represent. And listen, the only reason he's attacking y'all is because he knows Black America is not covering you. I want you to notice something. Notice he's not really coming hard at Black America like that. If you notice that, he messing with all these other immigrant groups. He's not really messing with Black America like that. Not really. Not really. And you know why? He say Black America's not out there no more. So it's green light now. That's really what it is. Everybody want our help, but you had your chance to side with God's children. You chose not to. Think about it. You wanted to side with those that you saw oppressing us. The thing is, you see it. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just gonna keep working. I'm here to take. Black people, they got affordability crisis. Has nothing to do with me. Black people losing jobs. Has nothing to do with me. Black people getting killed in the street by the police. Mass incarceration. I don't care. I'm glad it ain't happening to us. Yeah, them Black Americans, they are lazy. And now look what's happening. And then let me play another video for y'all for what this one sister gonna say. And then another thing that was funny. A year ago, a lot of them supported Trump. A lot of them did a year ago, which is funny. Now Trump is calling them names. Okay. Well, I want y'all to listen to this.
And to the Somalis who spent most of their existence in the United States of America being a Republican and voting Republican, on the level from seawater to ocean spray, how salty are you? I don't see why y'all mad at Trump. The same hateful rhetoric that came out his mouth on national television about y'all is no different than the hateful that y'all said about Black Americans in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, y'all and Trump are one and the same. European colonizers convinced your ancestors that they look different than other Africans. The colonizers convinced your ancestors that they were closer to being Arab than they were African. Your ancestors believed them. And that sense of perceived difference ignited an anti-Black bias in your bloodline. And unfortunately, that has trickled down into your opposite of smart to not only think that if you live amongst them, you vote like them, and you think like them, that you will be one of them. Failing to understand that on the surface, you look nothing like them, and they will never accept you. And now that you have around and found out, understand that when you voted for him, Black Americans now see you as being white supremacy wearing blackface. And if fucks were to magically appear in Black Americans' atmospheres, none of them will be given to Trump for what he said about y'all. And with that being said, we're going to mind our Black American business.
All right, so I saw something while this sister was talking, and let me respond to it. You was mentioning comments about Eritreans, Ethiopians, and I think Somalians. And listen, I just went to Ethiopia back in April. No, Ethiopians, that's the first country I ever went to, actually, in the African continent, was Ethiopia. And they were very welcoming to me. I had a great time when I went back just this year. Same thing, very welcoming, friendly people. I didn't get nothing bad from them, because I would have told you if that was the case. No, they treated me so much like how we should be treated, when we go places, right? So I can't even say that. So, but when we come there, we don't be like, I didn't come to Ethiopia like, I don't want to talk to y'all. No. I was like, hey, bro, hey, how you doing? Hey, sister, how you doing? And they like, oh, you from America? Okay, welcome home. They'll tell you that. Welcome home, brother. Like, shoot, how long you staying? And so I can never say I had a bad experience, with Ethiopians like that in Ethiopia. Now, I always told y'all, the Africans in the continent versus immigrants is two different things. That I can tell you from personal experience. Africans on the continent told me that we need to always be careful about the ones that immigrate here to America. Africans said that to me. They said because a lot of them cause trouble here, and we actually glad they gone. Africans told me, you know how many of us go line up at that U.S. Embassy over there, pay our money to get a visa, and a lot of us get denied, but certain ones get to go? You said, ask yourself, why is it just those people get to go, but the rest of us can't go? And then we hear the stories about the problems y'all having with different immigrants. Oh, we know which ones they let over there. Listen, I've been told this by Africans on the continent. And I say, well, I knew something was weird. I say, because when I get over here, it's not like some of this. And it's not all. But some of them would be on something over here. And I'm like, I don't understand that. But when I come over here, man, it's all love. It's no problems. You say, yeah, that's the truth. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's your government allowing certain ones they see in that interview to come over here to America. I say, oh, okay. So the problem is the U.S. Embassy. You're like, yeah, that's the ones who's doing all the quote unquote vetting. So the ones we get over here, we may have some riders could slip in through the cracks, but they're not approving Ibrahim Traore type to come to America. They're not approving that at the embassy. They're not approving the Julius Malema that's loud, that's going to speak against racism. They're not approving them to come over here. So the problems we have is really because of white supremacy. That's really who the central figure is really them, because they just like even when they come from Latin America. I've talked about this before. You got black people in Latin America, okay? How come in them big caravans, we never see the black Latinos Always the ones that's not this color. The more slaves was in Latin America than even up here in this country here. So how is it that we don't see a bunch of black people come over in Latin America? Where's all the black Cubans? I know there's a few come in, but where's all the black Cubans? I mean, shoot, I got actually to talk to, a black Cuban was working for my wife for a while, a black Cuban, right? And so, but they got black Cubans. But yeah, you don't see all the people from Latin America. They not my color or dark or lighter or darker. They not. That's done by design. They keep all, because they say they have a problem. They need asylum, but the black Cubans or the black Guatemalans or the black Mexicans, they don't need asylum. So all that's done by design with these people over here. They created this powder keg. But here's my issue with people from the diaspora. You should know better, right? Just as much as we should know better on some things. And okay, can you define what a bag is? What is a bag? Can you explain to me what a bag is? When them people meet me over there in the African continent, I go through the same immigration as everybody else. I don't wear jewelry like that. I really don't. I'm not flashy. That's not my thing, to be flashy. I don't want to be, right? I meet people. I work with people. We make relationships with people. Like, what bag are you talking about? I'm trying to figure out what bag you're talking about, because I'm still trying to get to the bag myself. So I like to know what bag I have and why should they treat me any different? We've had people that go on the tours that come from this platform, the audience, and they treated them nice too. I haven't had nobody come to me and say, man, Phil, these Ethiopians are horrible, man. Why you brought us? Why did you do a trip over here? Nobody said that in the Ethiopia trip. They had brothers telling me, man, I don't know, Phil, I may have to stay out here. I may have to come back, man. Phil, I met somebody. Oh, really, bro? You met somebody? You're like, yeah, man. It's like, I heard nothing but good things. So I don't know what you mean by a bag. I don't know what that means. What is a bag? And then they want to know about America. They some of them ask about George Floyd. Some of them ask about our history. You know, definitely when all the police brutality things was going on, they was the first ones to tell me, why don't y'all, I had about 20 of them like surrounded me, asked me about police brutality. And they were like, well, why don't you just come over here with us in Ethiopia and live here? You ain't gonna deal with that problem. Look, we got a lot of land. We got a lot of stuff. Like, come over here, bring your family and everybody, just live here with us. I'm like, and that just kind of floored me. You're like, huh? Y'all telling me to come live over here with y'all? Yeah, that just kind of floored me at the time. You know what I'm saying? So no, that has not been my experience. That's why I tell y'all, and I'm so glad I've been over there, is because I would not judge everybody in the African continent based off of them who immigrate over here. And this country, realistically, you talking about division. This country is about division. The white supremacists keep division going. That's his thing, divide and conquer. And victims of white supremacy should know better. That come over here, because you're a victim. If you had to leave your country, 9 times out of 10, you will find a white supremacist hand in the mix of your chaos. It's not that hard to figure out that that's what's going on. They stealing your resources. They funding your warlords with weapons, because the African continent don't make no guns. Where Boko Haram get all the weapons from? In Nigeria. Where do they get the weapons from? They don't manufacture weapons in Nigeria. Where Al-Shabaab and anybody else in Somalia, where they get their weapons from? Everything you see, their hands is in it. And instead of accepting the truth, you want to come over here and side with the people that got your homeland, as some people say, effed up. That's what you want to do? That's the offensive part. You want to demonize us, and we have been the biggest victim of white supremacy. Created a lane for y'all to come here because white people did not want none of y'all here. None. And then when you get here, you know what I'm saying, you turn up your nose, but then when you get in trouble, you black. Yeah, that's an issue. That's a major issue. And I think one comment said, why you keep talking about Somalis? Because we can. If I want to talk about Somalis from today to the end of December, I'll talk about them. And just like Jesus said, I didn't come here to bring peace. I come here to bring a sword. And when it comes to speaking the truth, it's going to divide people. You doggone right, it's going to divide people. I don't want you around me if you about lies and falsehoods and being evil. Yes, I got to divide from you. I want to divide from you. Only people I want around me is the truth tellers, those who love the Lord, or you would say Allah, whatever you want to say. Those who are about unification for real, that's people I want around me. I don't want to be around all of you. Yes, it's about dividing you. Dividing good and evil. You doggone right, I want to divide. Right down the middle, divide and cast aside. That's what I want to do. I don't want a bunch of people around me that's no good. Forget that. Divide, cast aside. Remember that. I ain't trying to unify with people that don't want to do right. I'm not trying to link arms for what? You could be linking. I'm not linking arms with the devil. I'd rather have 10 or 5 down brothers and sisters around me than 100 that's no good. Hell, I can just take one brother with me versus 1,000 that's no good. Forget that. The truth do divide. And division has its perfect work. Because once you divide and cast aside, then you can go somewhere. That's been the problem in the African continent. All that trying to link up with people that don't mean you no good, and that's when you wonder why your homeland can't progress. I would never join anybody that's no good. I will stand alone and be alone by myself with God. That's it. Before I join the likes of any of you that got evil in your heart. And especially if you side with them folks, you definitely can't be around me. If you have affinity for them folks, you can't be around me. If you defend them, you can't be around me. If I see you cutting a jig in the African continent when they show up, I definitely not going to want to be around you because you'll sell out to Africans. You'll sell out to me. I don't want to be around you. I say, man, you look at how your homeland, these people colonize you and you sitting up here dancing for them, thinking it's great. Like, nah, I can't be around you, bruh. And shout out to a lot of the Africans over there, the young ones, because they get it. The younger ones get it. Like, man, I'm cool on that, bro. I ain't doing all that for them. Like, who they supposed to be? There's a lot of young Africans. That's why I love the African called the young people. The young people are with the business. The older ones, but the young people, yeah, that's my people there. You say you met some Ethiopian people in Eugene, Oregon. You say they cool and they own restaurant, the food is good. Okay. All right. Okay. That's cool. But no, don't let nobody tell you, and you speaking the truth, you're dividing people. You right. You're right. I'm dividing good and evil. That's what Jesus called me to do. Jesus called me to divide good and evil. Yes, good and evil cannot coexist. It can't. It must separate. It must separate. If you side with them folks, go over there with them and stay with them. You can't come over here later talking about you black. If you want to call us Jareer, stay over there with them folks. If you got a name for us, I look at you no different than the folks. Stay over there with them. You call us Abid, which is slave in that language, stay over there with them folks. You call us Akata, stay over there with them folks. I look at you no different than them. Don't say, oh, we black. No, you saying you're black because you're trying to virtue signal to like civil rights organizations like the NAACP and Urban League and maybe some offshoots of Black Lives Matter come out there and speak for you because you're saying you're black. Look, they're attacking black people. Like, no. And the reason why I don't think they not going to show up for you because y'all didn't want nothing to do with the NAACP or the Urban League. And that's the people that actually probably would defend you a lot faster. That's how cold y'all were with it. Y'all should listen. Ooh, it's 2 points I got to go to. If you're an immigrant, you are just not wise to be a Republican. Let me tell you why. Republicans don't like you. Democrats is the one that prioritize immigrants over everything. That doesn't make logical sense. If I was an immigrant, I'd be the biggest Democrat because, hey, I get resources from the Democrats. The Republicans not going to give no immigrant no resource. But you come up here supporting Trump Somalis, and look what he wants you out of here too, mass deportation. You should have supported the Democrats. You other Muslims over there in Dearborn. I'm talking about the whiter ones, the lighter skinned ones, Arab ones. You should have supported the Democrats too. The Democrats prioritize y'all. That lets you know you don't know what you're doing. If you came over here and say, look, let me get with black Americans. Let's find out the lay of the land about the politics. Let's find out if we're going to vote, what should we vote about? What should we do? That's what happens to y'all. That's what happened. You got to be silly to advocate for a Republican if you're an immigrant. I'm just sorry. You got to be silly. Why would I advocate for a party that don't give me nothing? I mean, black Americans, we don't get nothing from the Democrats, but y'all do. Man, if I was an immigrant, I'd be the biggest blue wave person ever. Yeah, Tim. Yeah, Walls. Yeah. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'll tell you that much. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But like I said, man, I always gotta say things with balance. I've talked to some Somalis that are young. Of course, I know there's always the young Somalis, and they've been cultured in America, and they'll say, "Hey, man, look, I'm not on that. Some of my people is. Some of them will tell you I'm not on that." And like I said, I don't. And once again, if you are cool, I'm cool with you. I'm cool with all people. There's black Americans that are cool. The ones that's not, I don't want nothing to do with you. If you're Somali and cool, Jamaican and cool, if you're Nigerian, whatever you are, of African descent, Caribbean descent, Afro-Latino descent, if you cool and you about some, really some unity and working together, I can do that, okay? But if I see any hint of you side with them folks or taking their talking points, like if you ever call black Americans lazy in your life, if you talked about black women and baby mamas, anything like that, I can't deal with you. Period. I can't. Because you got to have respect. If you can't respect the people that got you in here, Because white people didn't get you here. We did. They probably flew the plane over here, but we the reason why you could stay. So you're not going to disrespect us. And that's bottom line. If you side with white supremacy, you stay over there. I don't care what they do to you. You stay over there. And learn to assimilate. That's another thing. Learn to assimilate. You can keep your culture, but assimilate. You're in America. Just like if I went to Somalia, I'd have to assimilate to over there. If I went to South Africa, I would have to assimilate to their culture. It's not about what my American culture is and I'm dominating South Africa because of my American culture. No. You come into another community, another country, you got to go underneath their particular it'd be like me going to Johannesburg and demanding everybody celebrate Thanksgiving. It's like, bro, we don't even know what that is, and we don't celebrate that. That's you with that. I mean, you can do it in your house, but we don't do that here. Well, I demand we need a holiday for Thanksgiving because, our culture is here. Like, no, we don't celebrate that here. Do it in your house, but we don't celebrate that here. Like, no, assimilate to the country you're living in. Just that simple. And your problems would actually be less. I would never go to a country and refuse to assimilate into the country I moved in. I would never do that because that's dumb. But thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. And check out LaSherica here on AfroWire AI is our AI news network. For those of you who may be first time, we have an AI news network, and you can watch all our AI reporters there. It's state of the art, cutting edge. It's listen, we always innovating, right? And AI is a big part of what we do. So thank y'all for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.